Hi, it's Rachel from What a Pain and I'm back with another video today. It's a bit of an impromptu video, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm battling a bit of a cold and I'm not feeling too great, so excuse the fact I don't look too fantastic or sound particularly great either. Normally I'd put makeup on before doing a video, and then I realised I'm hardly ever doing videos because I hardly ever have the energy to put makeup on, and it seemed a little bit hypocritical to make videos about living with chronic illness and run a chronic illness blog and then only ever show you the days where I'm feeling well and good enough to put a face of makeup on. Doesn't really show the real side of it. So this is me on a not too great day. It's not the worst day. I've had a really rough week. I've been, in bed a lot. My pain and fatigue have been off the charts. It's been a really rough week. Starting to feel slightly better now, but still not brilliant. Basically, I did lots of lovely things for my 30th birthday at the beginning of the month, and I was very fortunate that my family and friends did lots of amazing things to celebrate, so it was absolutely worth it. I'm just a little bit run down now, but anyone with chronic illness knows that's sadly the price you pay for doing lovely things. So yeah, if you haven't already, check out my last video about turning 30 and you will see my face when I was surprised by my family on a wonderful weekend away in Yorkshire, and they surprised me with a brand new camera and ring light, so that is what I'm recording this on. It's fabulous. I think the ring light is hopefully making me look slightly better than I feel. So yeah, if you want to see my face when I was totally blown away and see everything else that we got up to that weekend, be sure to check out the last video I posted. So today it's just a quick one, and I just wanted to talk to you about something that I think bothers everyone with a chronic illness or invisible disability, and it just happened to me earlier today, so I thought I'd post this while it was fresh in my head. I was out shopping at Asda, just grabbing something quickly for tea for my husband and I was using my walking stick. I'd been using both sticks but was using one at that point so I could carry the basket, and I was waiting at the pharmacy and an older woman walked past me and just gave me such a look of disgust. I mean, she obviously didn't realise I'd clocked her doing it, but I did. And just looked me up and down, totally clocking the walking stick. And I don't get it. I don't get why. Yeah, I'm a young person, but I looked pretty normal as far as whatever normal is goes. Apart from my walking stick. And she thought that it was okay to look me up and down and make me feel really, really uncomfortable. I'd like to say she was taking in how fabulous my boots were or my coat were, but she wasn't. I'm pretty certain that it was all about the walking stick because that's what held most of her gaze. And this happens all the time and it really upsets me. It took me a lot of years to get used to being out and about with a walking stick. It took me a long time to swallow my pride and realise that actually it was something I needed. It was what it was and I had to just get over it, and it was better to be out and about enjoying myself than stay at home and not use a walking stick. So it's happened to me a lot with my sticks. It's happened to me a lot when I use disabled parking. I've had more dirty looks and judgmental looks than I care to remember, and I've even had people go as far as to tell me that I don't look disabled or disabled enough to be using those spaces. It happened to me once where a bloke shouted at my friend, she doesn't look very disabled. I think my friend was actually angrier than me about that, which goes to show how much that I've normalised that behaviour in my head, and it really isn't okay, and I shouldn't be normalising it. It is not okay to challenge somebody based on the way they look and decide that they're not disabled or not disabled enough to be using a parking space or a disabled toilet or, some other accessible facility. And it really does a lot of harm. If nothing else, it leaves you feeling humiliated and embarrassed and less confident about going out. I get stared at a lot for using my sticks. I don't mind if it's, if it's kids. I get it, it's curiosity, and part of growing up is that you learn that actually it's not okay to stare at something that makes you curious. But when it's fully, grown adults doing it, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for the woman who patronisingly patted me in the airport when I was using my wheelchair, because I am still me. I'm just need a wheelchair sometimes in an airport. I need that to help me get around. I couldn't manage without it. I use a wheelchair on days when my ankles or my back or hips are really, really bad, or my fatigue's really bad, or even if it's like something that requires a lot of walking, like being out on a shopping trip, I'll use my chair because it means that I can go out and do what I want to do, and it's a way of making that happen. And you know, the more that I speak to people in my personal life with chronic illness, or online through my blog or through my Instagram, the more I realise that this is happening to everybody with a chronic illness or disability, invisible or otherwise. And I hear all the time about people in wheelchairs just having these horrific experiences, and I just don't get why we still think it's acceptable. It is not okay to decide that somebody shouldn't be using a wheelchair or a walking stick because they look too young or don't fit your idea of what a disability looks like. It really frustrates me and it hurts a lot of people, but it's happening all the time and I don't understand why. And I'm so tired of normalising it in my head. And I'm not saying we should be confrontational, because that, you know, getting angry isn't the answer to anything, but I think we need to be angry enough about it to do something to make it change. And I'm not sure what the answer to that is, but talking about it is certainly a start. I don't think people understand how much their little comments or looks or stares actually impact someone's day. You literally can be the difference in ruining someone's whole day or not. And it's happened to me enough that I can tell you that for a fact. I have had people ruin my days with one stupid comment or judgment. You know, I've been barged in in a disabled toilet and questioned as to whether I should be using it. You know, at least let me get out the toilet if you want to go down that route, but it's not appropriate, so please don't. You know, I've experienced it so many times in so many scenarios with so many people who should know better, and I'm tired of it and it's happening all the time. And I just wanted to make this video to sort of explain to people the impact of one stare or one comment or one look. It has a huge impact, and so please think before you decide to stare at somebody or cast judgment on whether they have a right to be using an accessible service or not. And if you do have a chronic illness or you've experienced this, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about your experiences, and maybe we can share some more of those on a future video. I'd love to hear about different people's experiences and put them out there. I think it's really important that we talk about this. I think it needs to be spoken about, and we need to show people how commonplace this is, because it has to change. And I think it's up to all of us to start those conversations. And you know, next time you walk past a disabled bay, if someone is displaying their blue badge, they're doing everything they need to meet the law. It is not up to you to decide whether they stole it from their granny or lied to get it. You know, these things aren't easy to get. There is a whole process you have to go through. There is medical evidence that has to be submitted, all the rest of it. It is not something you can just fake your way into, believe me. I had mobility issues for nearly a year before I got a blue badge, and having a blue badge actually makes my life easier, because it means that stuff that I wouldn't be able to do without it, I now can do. And you know, people with chronic illnesses and invisible disabilities and visible disabilities spend way more time isolated than the rest of the general population. And if having a blue badge or a walking stick or a wheelchair or whatever it is enables us to get out and about, then that is a great thing. Please do not destroy somebody's confidence. You don't know, it might be the first time they're stepping out using a chair or using their stick or their badge or whatever else, and you might be the difference between them wanting to leave the house the next time or not. That is how real of an impact it has. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'd love to hear your experiences. Like I say, please comment those down below. I think I'd love to make a bit more of an in-depth video about this when I'm feeling slightly better, and kind of discuss in more detail the impact it has and share people's stories. So yeah, by all means, leave me a comment, let me know your stories. I'd love to make another video about them. Make sure that you subscribe so that you never do miss a video, and give this video a like if you've been able to relate to any of it, and please give it a share as well, and let's get these conversations started, because it is absolutely time for something to change, and I really want to start having those conversations now. That's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to making the next video for you soon. Take care now. Bye.